and Skylar Mabry from St. James, and Carter Weidman of Union. At the Warrenton Golf Tournament yesterday, Washington had a team placed third in the white division. Owen Zastro and Dominic Lucido tied for fifth from Washington. Washington also had a team in the red division at that tournament, and that team finished fifth. The high school schedule for today, weather and field conditions permitting. Sullivan at Union will be our broadcast game today. Varsity starting at 4:30 with our pregame at 4:10 on 102.1 FM. St. Dominic at Borgia at 4 o'clock. Bourbon at Lakeway will now be a doubleheader with the first game starting at 4. Owensville at Herman, St. James at New Haven, Pacific at St. Clair, all 4:30 starts. Fort Zumwalt North at Washington for a C-team game at Dutz Outfield, also getting underway at 4:30. High school soccer on the schedule for today. Sullivan on the road at St. James, Eureka at Borgia, Washington at Owensville, and Rolla hosting Union. Those are all 5 o'clock starts tonight. St. Clair at the Hillsboro tournament, taking on Hillsboro tonight at 5:45 on the turf field. Sullivan JV tonight will be taking on Windsor at the Northwest tournament in that round robin. Boys golf schedule for today. Borgia is in the Ozark tournament, starts at 9 o'clock this morning. St. Clair taking on Union at Birch Creek in a conference duel at 4 o'clock, and Pacific is at Farmington in a dual meet at Crown Point at 4 o'clock this afternoon. On the schedule for today, again, weather and field conditions permitting in spring softball, it'll be Dixon at Steelville at 4:30. High school track today, Cuba hosting an invitational meet. Bell, Bourbon, New Haven, Steelville, St. James among the teams running there. That starts at 3. The Cuba Middle School relays that were scheduled for yesterday were called off due to the weather. Coming up today, weather permitting, Owensville hosting a middle school relay at 3:30 with several of the local teams participating at Owensville. Our sports on the air, we have high school baseball today. Sullivan at Union. Pregame comes your way at 4:10 with first pitch at 4:30 on 102.1 KTUI FM. The Blues are in Utah taking on the Mammoth. That has a scheduled start at 6:40. We'll join Blues coverage in progress after high school baseball this evening. That's your look at sports on this Thursday from the Sullivan Bank Studios of KTUI Radio. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
Hi, this is Dale Cottrell, Chief Credit Officer at Sullivan Bank, where we are committed to being a step up in service. Our goal is to put the community back in community banking. We are incredibly grateful to be a part of the KTUI communities and strive to make them a better place for future generations. We've been here for you 129 years and plan to be here for many more. Stop by Sullivan Bank today to experience the step up in service for yourself.
New Testament Baptist Church in Sullivan is starting a new addiction recovery ministry called Life Issues. It's a biblical approach to the 12 steps, bringing scriptural principles into personal focus and making them come alive for transformational living. Whether you struggle with addictions, food, depression, anxiety, or relationships, you'll be encouraged to see how others have found a new way of life with hope for the future through this program. Life Issues will meet weekly on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. at New Testament Baptist Church. You're not alone. To find out more, contact New Testament Baptist Church at 573-468-3334.
29 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. I'm Sam Scott. Glad to have you along with me. And our weather forecast here on KTUI brought to you by Lacey Mobile Glass. They are your only local auto glass company. And if you need an estimate, all you have to do is call Mark 573-259-1248. And the weather for today, calling for cloudy through mid-morning, although the sun's peeking out right now. Gradually clearing, 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, high near 82. Increasing cloudiness tonight, low around 60. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 60% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, high near 84. Tomorrow night, there's a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms, low around 47. It's going to be mostly sunny on Saturday, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high near 60. Clear on Saturday night, low around 37. Sunny on Sunday, high near 66. Right now, 59 degrees here at the studios of KTUI. It's 60 degrees out at Sullivan Regional Airport. And for those of you who've been looking for me on YouTube this morning, I think I got us back on YouTube. It's pretty crude. I had to use a backup computer. And so, anyway, we're on. With me this morning is Joel Raber with Countryside Farm and Market. Did I get that right this week?
Yeah. You did. Good job.
All right. And Joel, I know you got a lot of greenhouses, and most greenhouses I've seen are covered by a pretty heavy plastic, but storms are not always good to them, are they?
No, storms are not our favorite thing in the
Yeah.
spring, and especially in the springtime, it's the worst case scenario because your greenhouses are full,
Yeah.
and that's when you have all your storms, right? But
Exactly.
That's the whole point of
So
it.
did your greenhouses survive the storms last night?
Yeah, we were very fortunate. We didn't have any damage this morning that I saw, so
good.
it seems good. It seems good. So.
All right. Well, Joe, last week we talked a little bit about your operation and some of the stuff that you guys carry, and we're getting a little farther into springtime now. So, what could people expect to find at your place there in Cuba?
We try to have a wide selection of about anything. So like right now we're fully stocked on tomato plants, pepper plants, herbs, a lot of herbs. Like even like your cucumber plants or your zucchini plants or anything like that. And then even inside we have a lot of seeds like sweet corn seeds, green bean seeds, all kinds of stuff. Anything it takes, if you're starting a garden, if you're doing a raised bed, if you're doing container gardening on your deck or whatever space you have, if you're limited on space, anything like that. And then in the flower world, which that's what we specialize in anything that blooms. So anything from different varieties of hydrangeas to azalea bushes to lilac bushes to anything that'll flower at some point in the summer or the spring. And then all your annuals, hanging baskets, pre-made combo planters. Some people like planting their own. Some people like getting their fingers in the dirt. And then you'll find somebody else that they're like, I don't want to think about it. I just want it. It's already done, And so we have both. So we try to have something for sun, something for shade, something for, different varieties like that. And then another big thing we try to do for our customers is help them with whatever they're purchasing or whatever they're interested in doing. So I had a gentleman yesterday from Herman, and he said that I buy Easy Waves, and then if I forget to water them one time, then they're kind of done. And I said, yeah, that's how they work. They're beautiful right now, but if you forget to water them in the heat of the summer, then they're hard. So I showed him his options. He showed me what kind of environment he had, and so we tried to hook him up with something that was a little bit more forgiving for his schedule, because everybody's got a life, and so we get busy, right?
Right.
And things happen that you don't know. So just trying to help people, have something that'll last all season or whatever they're looking for, and just answer their questions, to be there to help them, to educate them.
So you mentioned herbs, and I assume that you're talking about stuff that you can cook with, but do you have people that are looking for like medicinal herbs, which a lot of them are the same?
We do. We have both.
Yeah.
So like some people come in and buy something like echinacea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the root is very, very medicinal, but then the flower is beautiful. So then it's kind of got both sides to it, And then, some people come in and buy lemongrass because they want it to help keep their bugs off the patio. But then other people come in and buy lemongrass because they use it to make tea. So, there's different, everybody's got their use for, it could be the same plant and just have different uses. We actually made a video yesterday that's going out later this week about the plants that we get so many questions about on repelling bugs. So that'll be on our socials later this week.
So if you were to plant a garden or something, and sounds like you've got some starter tomatoes and things like that, are there things that you could plant around the garden to keep bugs out, or?
There are, to a degree.
Yeah, can you keep the deer out?
Well, that's a tough one there. So, there's only a few things that a hungry deer won't touch. And deer are hard. Mm-hmm. If you have a bad deer problem, then your options and your selection just really dwindled. There are certain things that I think companion planting is what they call that.
Uh-huh.
And I think companion planting, to my knowledge, is not so much about deterring the bug, is giving the bug something that it likes better than what you have out that you want. So if you have a tomato plant, the way I understand, the hornworms that will bother your tomato plant, if you have a tobacco plant, they'll go to that first.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't have tobacco plants because I don't even know where to find those around here, and I don't even know how to start one. But to my knowledge, that's how that works. And like, lantana is something that's really good for like butterflies and things like that. And it has a very strong fragrance, so a lot of deer don't eat it. But then I still have some customers that come in and they're like, oh, yeah, my deer eat that. And I'm like, okay.
They get hungry now. Yeah.
And I don't know what's the difference, Is it just a deer that learned to put up with the smell and they just eat it? Or do deer have different appetites? Certain, have different taste buds or something? Right. I don't know how that works. But, I do know, even like arborvitaes, people say that's an evergreen. And people say, oh, they're deer resistant. No, they're not. They're not. And if you need like an evergreen that's deer resistant, you really got to go a spruce or something. Mm-hmm. Now that's something that's a little bit coarser needle that they won't bother. And so, but your companion planting, it does work, but sometimes we as human beings don't have enough patience. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
We want to fix our problem today or yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And so the companion planting takes a little bit more time.
Joel, last week we talked about spring planting, when's a good time. You gave us what your rule of thumb was and stuff like that. In the forecast here, the Saturday night, they're saying it could get down to 37. Is that still warm enough for some of the flowers and stuff like that you carry? Or
so we have a lot that will stay out, like the perennials and all that kind of stuff will stay out. 37 is pushing it on certain stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. One night we can handle. 3 nights in a row, that's a different story, because the plants, they can take one shock, but when you shock them 3 and 4 times in a row, that's a different story. And the following week, it looks like it's going to rebound really nicely. So all that, I take all that into consideration. Now, like tomato plants, they're going to wilt a little bit probably. I don't think it'll kill anything, but unless you get a killer frost on it, if you're in the bottom somewhere, then probably.
So it might be better to keep the tomato plants inside.
Yeah, till Monday. And sun patience, lantana, vinca, tomato plants, pepper plants, like cucumbers and zucchini, those little plants I got, you put those outside, they'll just shrivel up. Especially even in the wind that we had earlier in the week.
Yeah?
Even the wind will just curl the leaves up and it's just hard on them. Wind is hard on plants. But I think I would probably be hesitant to plant anything that's very heat tolerant until after the weekend. But like, if somebody's planting petunias or perennials or trees or shrubs, that kind of stuff's totally fine.
What about hedges? You have hedges?
I do. So we have boxwoods, we have yews, we have you name it. Some barberry, and then just anything, any kind of different stuff that you want. If you're wanting something that's green all the time or something that blooms, like spireas. Spireas are pretty common. We have several different varieties of those, and they bloom a little purple flower in the summer, and they have nice foliage, but then in the winter, the foliage dies off. And then, but yeah, all different kinds of stuff like that. And that's stuff that can take the cold. It's been outside for a month and a half already, so.
So do you, what about trees? Do you guys have saplings or anything like
We do. We have anywhere from, a lot of our trees are 5-gallon, all different types of fruit trees. Mm-hmm. Probably a half a dozen different apple trees, peach trees, nectarines, plums. I need to check. I think I sold my last sweet cherry yesterday, but tart cherries, sweet cherries.
So are all of these trees that you carry, that they do well in Missouri climate?
Yeah. So these are, well, there's certain ones that do better than others, but I have a certain amount of people that they still want their specific tree. But if you ask us, we'll recommend, and we'll explain why we recommend what we do. The peach trees, the worst part about the peach trees is a late frost.
Okay.
So if they're in full bloom, like the freeze we got the end of March, that it was like 16 degrees and the wind was blowing, the 29th of March or something, a freeze like that on peaches, because they're probably in full bloom by then, is really hard on them. And there's not much you can do when it's like that.
So when I was a kid, we had an apricot tree in our backyard, and from the time I lived there till I was 18, I guess, and in that amount of time, I think it maybe produced apricots 3 good times,
And
and they were great.
yeah, and so there's a lot more that goes into it than a lot of people. A lot of people think they can just plant a tree, and it's just going to start producing. There's very little like that, and I don't quite understand why it works like this in the plant world in general. And I was explaining this to somebody yesterday. You get a plant that's got the most spectacular bloom, like the incredible hydrangea is one of them, but then the bloom is just perfect. But then the plant itself is not the nicest shaped. It's a little crooked. It just doesn't have a nice habit to it. And then you find a hydrangea, another incredible variety, and it's got the most beautiful shape. The shrub is perfect. There's tight foliage. It looks good. It holds its leaves. It's disease resistant, whatever it might be. But then the bloom's marginal. Same way with strawberries. You find a strawberry plant that can take all the elements of disease resistant, it's tough, it grows no matter what, and the berries will be only like small, not real good. And then you find a berry that's just the best berry you've ever tasted, and you can't grow the plant to save your life. I don't know why it works that way, but it really does. It's almost like when the breeders put their energy into making a good fruit or a good flower, then some of the traits fall off of it. And I don't quite understand all that, but it just seems like it works that way.
So we also had a plum tree that grew up along the telephone pole next to the road, and it had some of the greatest plums that I ever ate, and it just grew up and around the telephone pole. And then we had a persimmon tree, and it always did well. And
so the persimmons that's a pretty common because it blooms a little bit later, so the frost doesn't get it nearly as quickly. So and just like that, your apple trees, especially your Arkansas Black. Your Arkansas Black is probably one of the most popular ones. And actually, we had a lady yesterday drive from St. Louis to get one because we're the only place around that's got them.
Oh, really?
And that's probably one of the best producing apples in this area. Arkansas Blacks, Granny Smith, and a few of those that are not your most popular apple are going to do a little bit better in our region because of our clay and rock environment that we're working with. And but we carry all of them, Honeycrisp, Fuji, Pink Lady, all of them, whatever people are looking for. Some of those are going to take more care. You're just going to have to work on it harder and then you ever bite into an apple and it's got a worm on the inside, but there's no hole getting to it?
Yeah.
So the egg was laid on the bloom.
Oh.
And then the apple forms around it. That's how that happens. And so that's why there's a lot of maintenance that goes to a fruit tree that sometimes doesn't get done. But then on the other hand, then we sell a lot of fruit trees to people that are just feeding deer.
Yeah.
And here we just talked about deer taking over, So some people, so we have everybody. We have people that are trying to feed them. We have people that just can't grow anything because the deer eat everything, So.
Sometime, I guess, when I was 8th grade through high school or something like that, I was growing roses and didn't know anything about them. Don't know, I was just planting them and they'd grow and whatever. So what kind of rose varieties do you have?
So actually today we unload those. And we carry a lot of knockouts, and then we carry a lot of drift roses. Your drift roses are more of like a carpet rose, and it's going to stay smaller.
Okay.
So originally, knockouts were designed to be in the back of your landscape. 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide. They got big. They were nice, but they got big. But you could never put them in the front of your landscape. So now we have a carpet rose that's going to have a smaller bloom, but it's also going to only get like 18 inches tall. So you can put it up next to the sidewalk, and it's going to stay more in control. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's all different kinds of that. The orange glow knockout is probably one of our number one sellers. We sell a lot of orange glow knockouts, and then we carry white ones, red ones, pink ones, orange ones, all different kinds of those. But tomorrow, those will be in. We're unloading them today, so I'll have them out first thing in the morning, Friday morning. Yeah. So, but and then we do have some tea roses as well, which is the original roses. They're they're not quite as disease resistant. They take a little bit more maintenance. Roses are heavy feeders, so a little bit of fertilizer around the plant several times a year goes a long ways. It goes a really long ways, because where they grow roses really, really well is in Illinois and the black dirt, like where it's rich soil.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even ever mention our soil because we're working with clay and rocks. so there's a little different environment there. But roses they're heavy feeders. They need to be fed a lot. So if you fertilize well, they would do well for you. If you want something that you just have to kind of plant and then forget about, that's probably not your option. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So tell us about your operation there in Cuba, and how to get there, and what's the best times to come. And
so we're right on the main drag in Cuba, right across from Mesa's Supermarket. So we're one block off of 66, and you'll see us on the east side of 19, or I guess it's called North Franklin in Cuba, but it's 19. And we've been there since 2018, so going on 8 years. And so we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, open Saturday, 9 to 4. And if you have any questions or anything about even any plants, even if you have a plant or anything that you have, bring us a picture. We'd be glad to help you, try to see what we can do to fix it. I tell people we can fix sick plants, we can't fix dead plants. So bring us a picture before it's dead, we can try to help you turn it around, at least give you some recommendations, or see what you've tried and if it's not worked or whatever. And come see us. We're getting a load of tropicals in. Our tropical plants are coming in Saturday morning, so by Monday we'll be putting those out. Dipladena, mandevilla, hibiscus, all different kinds of ferns. Well, right now we have Boston ferns, Kimberly ferns, the machos, and the saghorn ferns won't be here until Monday. And then hibiscus trees, bushes, all different kinds of special.
what do you guys carry besides plants? I mean, do you have like potting soil?
Potting soil. We offer the potting soil that we use in the production.
Okay.
In everything, in a bunch of different sizes, and that's probably our most popular one. And then we offer the fertilizers. We offer several different sprays. Depends on what you're working with. We can if you're dealing with an insect, or if you're dealing. People often don't know this. You're dealing with. There's fungicide, which is your fungus. Then you're dealing with an insect, and then you're dealing with a mite. Miticide and insecticide is two different things. So if you don't have something that's labeled for spider mites, and you're trying to kill spider mites, and that's because that's a mite. So if you're using something to kill an insect, it won't work. And so you can spray and spray and spray and spray, and if it's not the right ingredient, then it's not going to work. So we have both of those. We have something for either one of those. And so whatever you're working with, we can help you with that. And then in our store, we also have, some people don't like flowers. So then we have like little garden stakes, like solar, like maybe rain gauges, little gift items, anything like that. Okay. A lot of solar items that we have in the store to decorate your garden or your porch. If you're not, we also have some wind spinners that go out, different things like that. We have even the 50-pound bags of fertilizer, because that's something that's just a triple 13 fertilizer, what you would put on your yard. If you put that on your shrubs occasionally, now you don't want to burn them up. You don't want to go overboard. Just because a little bit's good doesn't mean a lot's better, right? But to put a little bit on would really go a long way sometimes, just to give them a little nutrients. Because I tell people, plants are just like people. They need nutrients just as much as we do, just to help them thrive. So we have all that kind of stuff in the store. We have a lot of different gift items, things like that. So, yeah.
All right.
Stop by and see us. We'd be glad to answer any questions you have, or just to get to know you.
Sounds like you got some work in front of you today.
I do.
All right. Well, Joel, thank you for coming in, and we'll talk to you again next week then sometime.
Thank you.
All right. That is Joel Raber, and he is with Countryside Farm and Market in Cuba. And let's see. I got a message from the Franklin County Sheriff, Steve Pelton. It's normally he'd be in here about 8:30. He is something came up, and he's not going to be here. We are expecting the folks from Scenic Regional Library. That'll be about 9:10 this morning, and then live from the White Mule Winery. That'll be at 10:05 this morning. Don't forget, we've got high school baseball on 102.1 KTUI this afternoon. Sullivan will be at Union. Bobby Deal will have the pregame show at 4:10, and then we'll probably join Blues at Utah following the Sullivan Union game. I think they're supposed to drop the puck around 6:45, something like that. So that's all coming up yet this morning. I don't know. I was trying to see if I think we're sort of on YouTube now. So if you had been trying to get us there, you can try tuning in. I don't know. When I get off the air here, I'll look and see how well we're doing. But I only got one camera up. And anyway, we're up to 60 degrees here at the studios of KTUI, 60 degrees out at Sullivan Regional Airport. And, hey, the president, he threatened to fire the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell yesterday if he does not resign from the Board of Governors when his term as chair ends next month. Powell revealed this year that the DOJ launched a probe into roughly $2.5 billion renovation of the Fed's headquarters. Powell characterized the investigation as pressure by Trump to push the central bank to lower interest rates. Well, I don't know. Oh, I didn't turn your mic on.
Oh,
I see your mic. You're on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Only you.
Yeah,
but
we haven't got that part fixed yet.
No,
YouTube's working. I've got it on back. Hey, I'm
right.
back there, and it was working fine. It's just cameras are off, but
Yeah, well, I wasn't really satisfied with the sound yet, but I'm
Yep.
still working on it.
one day,
But this is a backup computer. I have to rebuild a new one.
it's better than we had.
Which was nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And I don't know what's going on.
You
We
know
got
what?
about 5 minutes here.
Yeah, I actually got some pretty kind of interesting news, kind of neat news.
What?
There's the town of Farmington, which everybody knows where Farmington is, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just going to read you the article. It says the Southwest Missouri native is making history on the NBA's biggest stage,
Okay.
National Basketball Association.
How-
The NBA has announced its list of 36 officials selected for this season's play-in tournament and first round of the playoffs, and that person will be Natalie Sago
Oh.
from Farmington.
Yeah.
It's a woman, and she's among them.
All right.
She becomes the third woman, just the third woman in league history to earn the postseason officiating assignment. She's joining Violet Palmer and Ashley Moyer Glick as the other two that were there. She received the news over a weekend while arriving at an airport in Salt Lake City, getting a call from the NBA referee operations executive Albert Sanders. Sago has officiated more than 400 NBA games, so if you've watched the NBA, chances are you've seen her.
Yeah.
Says the moment was both surprising and exciting, calling it an honor, and says she hopes to inspire young girls watching the playoffs. So that's kind of neat. A local, consider local, not that far away, an hour, 15 minutes away from here. Going to get national exposure on the NBA, officiating NBA playoff games.
Well, that's pretty neat. I got some local birthdays.
Who are they?
Joan Strasser.
Joan's birthday today.
Yeah, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Joan.
Okay, all right. I know what you're going to say here. Elisa Webb.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This St. Webb family for Rick.
Saint
She's
Elisa.
married to Rick.
Yeah.
Yep. Married, what are you going to do?
And Danny K. Mook. So happy birthday to all of those.
At least she
folks.
works over at Dr. Hill's office. She'd go over there and tell her happy birthday.
I don't know. I mentioned we're going to have Sullivan at Union baseball. The Blues play their last game. We'll join that probably before they drop the puck. I don't know.
Be close.
But Sullivan is at Union, and then the Blues at Utah. They take on what are they? What are they? The Mammoths?
Yeah. Utah Jazz is basketball. That's first thing when you say Utah, just Jazz comes
the
into my head.
Mammoths, I think.
Yeah. Did you say Sheriff's coming in or not coming in?
He's not.
He's not coming in.
No,
okay.
he had apparently, the new extension of the building or something.
Yeah.
From what I figure, what I could discern from what he said, they've had a problem with the paint for like a year, and he said late last night, whoever is in charge of the paint, the company or whatever, they sent him a message that said they'd be in this morning.
Oh, okay. Well, that's important to take care of.
Yeah. So I don't know what the problem was, but anyway, that's what's going on with that. We will have Scenic Regional Library. That'll be about 9:10. Then we've got live from the White Mule Winery, and sperm whale communication.
Say what?
Sperm whale communication.
Okay. Right.
Whales talk to each other.
Sure.
It follows a strikingly similar pattern to human speech, according to a study published yesterday. Previous research shows how these massive mammals, some weighing more than 100,000 pounds, communicate using clicks known as codas, which resemble human vowels. Now a new analysis of nearly 4,000 codas from 15 calves and females reveals that sperm whales shorten, elongate, and vary tone to produce thousands of possible combinations. Researchers likened the patterns to elements of Mandarin, Latin, and Slovenian. The analysis also suggests individual whales have distinct cadences. The study is part of Project SETI, an international quest to translate and eventually communicate with sperm whales using robotics and artificial intelligence. I thought SETI was the search for extraterrestrial, but this is SETI with a C.
Oh,
so
okay.
It must be crustaceans.
Yeah.
Crustaceans or whatever.
Crustaceans.
No, not crustaceans.
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 Yeah, crustaceans is a shrimp or crab.
I don't know. Shellfish.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're coming up on 8 o'clock hour. I'm going to work some more on my computer here. See if I can get the sound a little bit better.
I'll bet you can.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, we are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen to us all day on TuneIn app. It's 8 o'clock. Here's news from Town Hall.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. In this morning's Iran war update, Secretary of War Hegseth says Iran has a choice. It can choose a prosperous future or the road to ruin. And he has a warning for Iran's leaders.
To the KH leadership and IRGC leadership, we're watching you. Our capabilities are not the same, our military and yours. Remember, this is not a fair fight. And we know what military assets you are moving and where you are moving them to.
Hegseth says President Trump is committed to maintaining the successful blockade of Iranian ports for as long as it takes. A Pakistani delegation meets in Tehran, hoping for more U.S.-Iran talks before the two-week ceasefire ends.
Pakistan's army chief is meeting with Iranian officials for talks in Tehran. It's the latest diplomatic move to ease tensions in the region and arrange a second round of negotiations between the United States and Iran.
Correspondent Ken Norman. Parts of the central U.S. and Great Lakes region cleaning up after several days of severe weather.
Wisconsin's Department of Natural Resources has been watching levees around the city of Portage, where rainfall swelled waters to nearly 19 feet on Wednesday. This woman lives near the river.
We just don't need no more rain.
Record rainfall in the state flooded streets and trapped drivers. In Madison, 2 trees fell onto Jeremy DeFall's home.
I was like a little frightened, And when I look outside, it was worse than I ever seen.
In Michigan, powerful storms overnight damaged 2 ice arenas and flooded streets. Some public school buildings sustained structural damage in Ann Arbor. All audio courtesy of WKOW. I'm Donna Warder.
And ahead of this morning's Wall Street opening bell, the Dow futures are up 126 points. NASDAQ futures 46 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Progressive knows that boat days can come with unexpected problems.
It's been a tough Saturday on the lake. I ordered swim trunks in this orange cream color, but it's actually more orange auburn. Oh, and it's swimwear. I probably can't even return these.
If a real problem comes along, your boat's protected 24/7 with Progressive, so you can keep worrying about boater problems. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Veterans and active duty service members. When your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Pakistan's military is boasting of a successful weapons test at sea.
Pakistan's Navy has announced the successful test firing of a new locally developed anti-ship missile. In a statement, the military said the missile accurately engaged its target with high speed at extended range. The missile improves on earlier systems with an advanced guidance package and enhanced maneuverability. Pakistan's military often test fires domestically developed missiles, and its missile program is mainly aimed at countering any potential threats from neighboring India. I'm Karen Shemath.
An Australian judge has rejected an appeal by former U.S. Marine Corps pilot Daniel Duggan to avoid extradition to the U.S. over allegations that he illegally trained Chinese military aviators more than a decade ago. Duggan has denied the allegations, calling them political posturing. News and analysis at townhall.com. A race for an open House seat in New Jersey goes to the polls today.
Analia Mejia will try to expand Democratic momentum in New Jersey as she and Republican Joe Hathaway compete in Thursday's special election to fill the U.S. House seat vacated by Mikey Sherrill when she was elected governor last year. Mejia, who has support from Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, emerged from a crowded Democratic primary in February, while Hathaway, a council member in suburban Randolph, was unchallenged. The contest will decide which party controls the seat in the closely divided House, with midterms of President Donald Trump's second term on the horizon. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Democrats are crowing about eye-popping fundraising hauls in some of this year's more competitive Senate contests. In one of them, Texas Democratic Senate candidate James Salarico's campaign says that he collected approximately $27 million first 3 months of the year. More on these stories, townhall.com.
That led to the drowning. The fate of a bill that would restrict hemp products in Missouri is now up to Governor Mike Kehoe. The state legislature passed the bill that would limit the items to licensed marijuana shops and require buyers to be 21 or older. The bill was sponsored by St. Charles State Rep Dave Hinman.
Whether or not this bill is vetoed by the governor, the federal law will still stand in place, and unfortunately will put those folks out of business. They do have an alternative to stay with industrial hemp products, which will still remain legal under federal law and state law if this were to pass.
Small businesses and farmers in the industry have dropped off 10,000 letters to the governor's office arguing the bill would destroy the hemp industry. And researchers at the University of Missouri-Columbia say they're developing a new vaccine approach that could better protect people against more strains of the flu. This is MissouriNet.
FCS Financial, with you every step of the way. At FCS Financial, we believe that lending should be more. More about relationships, more about opportunities, more about communities. And as a cooperative, FCS Financial's member owners expect more. For over a century, we've been giving just that. We're more than an ag lender, more than a rural home lender, and more than a crop insurance provider. We're a team of ag experts committed to seeing rural communities and agriculture grow while we provide the loans and insurance you need. We also live in your communities, attend the same events, and want to see our neighbors succeed. We're family, here to help and stand strong through whatever comes. Visit myfcsfinancial.com or call 800-444-3276 if you want more from your lender, an equal housing lender and an equal opportunity provider.
New Testament Baptist Church in Sullivan is starting a new addiction recovery ministry called Life Issues. It's a biblical approach to the 12 steps, bringing scriptural principles into personal focus and making them come alive for transformational living. Whether you struggle with addictions, food, depression, anxiety, or relationships, you'll be encouraged to see how others have found a new way of life with hope for the future through this program. Life Issues will meet weekly on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. at New Testament Baptist Church. You're not alone. To find out more, contact New Testament Baptist Church at 573-468-3334.
Ready for a superior banking experience? At FCNB Bank, we've been serving our neighbors for 120 years, and we're still moving forward. As a community bank, we're committed to enriching your financial journey every step of the way. With enhanced online banking, an improved mobile app, contactless debit cards, and more, FCNB gives you the power to bank smarter, faster, and on your terms, wherever life takes you. Your next chapter starts right here.
An early morning disturbance led to an officer-involved shooting yesterday involving the Rolla Police Department. According to Rolla Police Chief Sean Fagan, officers were dispatched around 4 a.m. to the 2000 block of Forum Drive for a reported disturbance. The officer encountered a man believed to be involved in the incident and reportedly carrying a firearm. During the encounter, an officer discharged their weapon, striking the individual. Police say officers immediately provided aid until EMS arrived. The man was transported to a hospital and is currently listed in stable condition. No officers were injured. The incident is now under investigation by the Missouri State Highway Patrol Division of Drug and Crime Control, which handles officer-involved shooting cases under standard protocol. The officer involved has been placed on administrative status in line with department policy. Authorities say there is no ongoing threat to the public and that additional information will be released as the investigation continues. The Missouri State Highway Patrol reported a fatal accident in Callaway County at 11:55 a.m. yesterday on US 54 at County Road 2002. A 91-year-old man from Fulton was driving a 2008 Ford Fusion, struck the front of a 1998 Freightliner driven by a 36-year-old man from La Plata. The Ford Fusion ran off the right side of the roadway and overturned. The Freightliner's towed unit became detached, and the Freightliner traveled off the left side of the roadway. The 91-year-old man from Fulton was transported by Callaway County EMS to University Hospital in Columbia, where he was pronounced deceased. A 67-year-old man from Avaz, who was a passenger in the Fusion, had moderate injuries. He was also transported by Callaway County EMS to University Hospital in Columbia. The Water Division of the Missouri State Highway Patrol reported a drowning yesterday in Miller County. It happened at 2:51 p.m. at a private pond. A 27-year-old man from Eldon suffered an unknown medical emergency and was located in the pond. He was pronounced deceased by a doctor from Lake Regional Hospital. The Water Patrol was assisted on scene by the Miller County Sheriff's Office and the Eldon Fire Department. The Highway Patrol made an arrest in Washington County at 4:37 p.m. yesterday. 46-year-old Kevin M. Gann of Richwoods, arrested on a patrol charge of driving while intoxicated with physical injury and aggravated felony resisting. He was taken to the Washington County Jail for a 24-hour hold. At 3:59 p.m. yesterday in Franklin County, the Highway Patrol arrested 42-year-old Clayton M. Stallnaker of Villa Ridge on a Franklin County harassing communication charge. He was taken to the Franklin County Adult Detention Facility and was bondable. A Crawford County man's been sentenced to more than 14 years in federal prison for crimes involving a minor. According to federal prosecutors, 34-year-old Nathaniel R. Gibson of Leesburg pleaded guilty in January to one count of travel with intent to engage in illicit sexual conduct and one count of coercion and enticement of a minor. In St. Louis federal court, Gibson admitted to providing the victim with a cell phone and sending nearly 19,000 text messages over a 6-month period in 2023. Court documents say he took the victim to a campground in Arkansas in June of that year where he engaged in illegal sexual activity. Authorities also say the abuse occurred at his home in Crawford County. Yesterday, U.S. District Judge Henry E. Autry sentenced Gibson to 170 months in prison. It was investigated by the Crawford County Sheriff's Office, the Diamond City, Arkansas Police Department, and the FBI of St. Louis. He was prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of Missouri. A major step forward for advanced manufacturing in Missouri is now underway in Rolla. Missouri University of Science and Technology hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday for the new Missouri Protoplex, a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility located on White Columns Drive. The 117,000-square-foot building is designed to serve as a statewide hub for advanced manufacturing, combining research, workforce training, and industry collaboration under one roof. University Chancellor Mo Dagani says the facility will place Missouri S&T at the forefront of manufacturing innovation while helping prepare the next generation of skilled workers. The Protoplex includes 40,000 square feet of high bay manufacturing space, more than 60 industrial-scale machines, and specialized labs focused on areas like aerospace manufacturing, advanced metallurgy, and materials for extreme environments. Director Richard Billow says the facility will allow researchers and industry partners to work side by side to solve real-world manufacturing challenges and speed up the development of new technologies. Officials say the space will also benefit small and mid-sized manufacturers across Missouri, giving them access to advanced equipment and resources that might otherwise be out of reach. In addition to research and industry use, students and even younger learners will have opportunities to gain a hands-on experience with the same tools used in modern manufacturing careers. Leaders say the Missouri Protoplex represents more than just a new building. It's an investment in innovation, education, and the future of manufacturing in this state. The Missouri Department of Conservation reminding hunters to apply in May for limited elk and black bear hunting permits. For the 2026 season, MDC offers 2,000 permits for black bear hunting with a harvest limit of 60 bears. Officials say the increase reflects steady population growth, with Missouri's bear population now estimated at around 1,100. The bear hunting season is set for October 17th through the 30th in southern Missouri. MDC also offers just 5 permits for bull elk hunting this fall. At least 1 permit will be reserved for qualifying landowners in Carter, Reynolds, or Shannon counties. Missouri's elk population is estimated to be about 325 animals. Hunters can apply for both bear and elk permits during the month of May through the Missouri Department of Conservation website. That is a look at your local news on a Thursday. I'm Sam Scott.
Hey, this is Ben with Level 9, your go-to guy for all things HVAC. Have you heard? The stats are in, and it's looking like we're headed into a hot summer, and spring is already giving us a preview of these warm days. Right now, Level 9, your local Carrier factory authorized dealer, is offering up to $1,700 off a new system, plus 0% financing on qualifying Carrier systems for well-qualified buyers. If your system was struggling last year and is already struggling this year, now is the time to take care of it before the real heat hits. Because once those temperatures spike, everyone needs us at the same time, and availability fills up fast. So get ahead of the rush, lock in your savings, enjoy a cool, comfortable home all summer long. Give me a call today at 636-259-COOL. Again, this is Ben with Level 9, your go-to guy for reliable, honest HVAC service. Stay cool out there.
Funeral notices are brought to you by the Eaton Funeral Homes of Sullivan and Burbank.
In life's most difficult moments, you deserve compassion, dignity, and guidance you can trust.
At Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan, we've served families with care and respect for over a century, helping you honor your loved one with meaningful tributes, traditional services, or personalized celebrations of life.
We're here for you when it matters most.
Eaton Funeral Home, locally owned, deeply trusted, always here.
Call 573-468-4147 or visit EatonFuneralHome.com.
In recent funeral notices, Neil E. Schmidt of Sullivan passed away Wednesday, April 8th at the age of 89, survived by his wife Shirley, 3 daughters, Sherry Stout of Cuba, Sandy Wiles and husband Tim of St. James, and Marcia Schmidt of Sullivan. 3 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, other relatives, many friends. Funeral services will be held at noon today at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Interment will follow at the Midlawn Memorial Gardens in Union. Visitation will be from 10 o'clock this morning until the time of services at noon at the Eaton Funeral Home in Sullivan. Vicki Lynn Gills, née Long of St. Clair, passed away Monday, April 13th at the age of 69. Survived by her husband, Matthew, one son, Scott Horn, and wife Krista of Washington, a daughter, Brandy Brandt, and husband, Jeremy of Union, 3 brothers, 2 sisters, 6 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, with 2 more on the way, other relatives, and many friends. Funeral services with committal will be held privately at a later date. Visitation will be Friday from 4 until 7 p.m. at the Russell Colonial Funeral Home in St. Clair. Memorials may be made to Franklin County Backstoppers in the name of Vicki Gills. Mark Conrad of Owensville passed away Friday, April 10th at the age of 66. Survived by his siblings, David Randall Conrad and Teresa Lawton, and husband Kevin All of Owensville. A graveside service will be held Saturday at 10:30 a.m. at the Beamont Methodist Cemetery in Beamont. All arrangements under the direction of the Gottenstrader Funeral Home of Owensville.
Funeral notices are brought to you by the Eaton Funeral Homes of Sullivan and Bourbon.
Hey folks, Clark Strasser here with Strasser Senior Services. A lot of you know me by Gene, but the fact is, I've been a local licensed agent for over 25 years now. If you are just turning 65 and new to Medicare, or been on Medicare for many years, call me, your local Medicare resource, with questions about your Medicare Advantage plans, your Medicare supplements, your Part D prescription drug plans. So give me a call and set up a no-cost consultation at 573-308-5255. As always, I do business the old-fashioned way. I make house calls.
Your home deserves craftsmanship you can count on. Dobbs & Son LLC delivers professional construction services with a personal touch, specializing in drywall hanging, painting, remodeling, decks, general construction, and repairs. This family-owned company is committed to turning your ideas into reality with dependable service and attention to detail. Start your next project with confidence. Call Trent at 573-647-6780. Dobbs & Son LLC, quality work, honest service, and results you'll love.
Looking at sports on this Thursday from the Sullivan Bank studios of KTUI Radio, this is Bobby D. Cardinals take the series from the Cleveland Guardians with a win yesterday afternoon. Here's John Rooney and Ricky Horton with today's Redbird Recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. At Busch Stadium yesterday, the Cardinals scored 3 times in the 6th inning on the way to a 5-3 victory and a series win 2 out of 3 against the Cleveland Guardians.
Dustin May did a good job on the mound, picking up his 2nd straight victory. Jordan Walker was able to extend his hitting streak with a double late in the game. Alec Burleson with a huge hit in the middle of the game, driving in 2.
Burleson had a 2-hit day, and it was Nathan Church with a 3-hit day. He drove in the Cardinals' last run.
Also good offense from Pedro Pajes behind the plate. Jojo Romero and Riley O'Brien were outstanding out of the pen.
Dustin May improves to 2-2 with the win, beating Connor Brogdon 2-2. Riley O'Brien was great in earning his 5th save. As the Cardinals beat the Guardians 5-3, they're off today, and they're in Houston, where they'll play the Astros tomorrow night. Kyle Leahy will get the start. We're on the air at 6:15.
Thank you very much, John. We'll have that Cardinals game Friday on 102.1 KTUI FM. The Blues head west for their final test of the season, squaring off against the Utah Mammoth tonight. St. Louis comes in hot, riding a 3-game winning streak after a strong home finish. That stretch included back-to-back wins over Minnesota 6-3 and Pittsburgh 7-5. Utah comes into the matchup after locking in a playoff spot, clinching the first wild card in the Western Conference with a 5-3 win over Winnipeg on Tuesday. We will join the Blues game tonight after high school baseball on 102.1 FM. Mizzou's NIL agency, Every True Tiger Brands, announced a direct-to-consumer partnership with Omaha Steaks on Wednesday. The deal will allow fans and supporters to purchase Omaha Steaks products while supporting Mizzou NIL opportunities for the school's student-athletes. This tremendous partnership not only provides exceptional products to supporters, but also creates a powerful and sustainable way to support Mizzou athletics. That comment from Mario Mocha, CEO of Every True Tiger Brands, LLC. Through the partnership, customers can purchase Omaha Steaks products, and 10% of their costs will go directly to Mizzou athletics. On the website, consumers can access a 50% off coupon for any Omaha Steak product through the Every True Tiger link. That link can be found in the bio of the Every True Tiger Brands on X or in the top right corner of the Omaha Steaks website. Looking at the college scoreboard from Wednesday, with several baseball and softball games got rained out. Games that did get played: Missouri over Kansas 4-2. Evangel splits a doubleheader with Avila. Evangel winning the first game 2-1. Naomi Perkins from Steelville went 1 for 3 with a triple and an RBI for Evangel. Avila won the second game 8-6. Perkins was 1 for 4. DePaul beat Illinois Chicago 6-3, and in college baseball was Pittsburgh State over Missouri S&T 9-5 for Pittsburgh State. Andrew Branson from St. James went 1 for 4 on the day with a sacrifice bunt. The college schedule for today: weather and field conditions permitting. East Central at St. Louis Community College in college softball for a doubleheader at 2. Also at 2 o'clock, Mineral area at Moberly area for a doubleheader, and St. Charles Community College at Lincoln Land College for a doubleheader. Westminster's at Principia College for 2 games today starting at 3. College baseball: Southeastern Community College at Blackhawk at 4 o'clock, Jefferson at State Fair at 1, Kansas City, Kansas at Johnson County Community College at 1, St. Louis Community College at MSU West Plains at 1 o'clock, and Mineral area at St. Charles Community College, a doubleheader at noon. College golf: Central Methodist hosting their spring invitational for the men's teams at Hale Ridge Golf Course in Boonville. Missouri Baptist men will be participating there today. And in college track, Maryville and SIU Edwardsville are at the Gibson Invitational in Terre Haute, Indiana. That starts today and runs through Saturday. The Washington Missourian has released their all-area girls and boys basketball team awards. St. Francis Borgia Jr. Taylor Shear has been voted the Girls Player of the Year, and her head coach Pat Matthews won his first all-area coaching honor in a vote by area coaches and media members. Shear was the area's only Missouri Basketball Coaches Association All-State selection this season after averaging 18 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2.5 steals per game. She received 81 ballot points. St. James Jr. Paige Kimnitzer was the runner-up at 37 points. Borgia senior Sidney Kessler was third at 22. Also receiving votes were Herman senior Keely Lane and St. Clair junior Lila Henson. Matthews received 69 ballot points in the coaches' voting, 13 more than runner-up Terry Wells of St. James. Also receiving votes were Jordan Flora from Sullivan and Ashley Aaron from Herman. We'll go through the complete listing of the girls all-area team honorees coming up on Sports Talk on Saturday. On the boys' side, Borgia Jr. Emery Warman was voted Player of the Year by area coaches and media members, receiving 84 ballot points, 39 more than runner-up Carson Romer from St. Clair. St. James Tate Groover placed third in Player of the Year voting. Cam Service from Union and Nakai Scott of Washington also received votes. The Boys Coach of the Year award came down to the final few votes as St. James head coach Ben Smith edged past Union's John Van Leer with the final voting of 56-51. This is Smith's second Missourian All-Area Coach of the Year award. Borgia's Dave Nyer finished third in the voting. Washington's Tim Isgrigg, Herman's Drew Lansford, and St. Clair's Cody McKinney also received votes for Coach of the Year. Again, we'll go through the entire list of boys honorees coming up on Sports Talk on Saturday morning. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch released their All-Metro Girls Wrestling Awards. In making the second team, senior Lindsay Rampani from St. Clair, the Missouri Baptist recruit, finished 58-5, taking third in Class 1 at 120 pounds. Making the third team was junior Olivia Webb from St. Clair. She was 25-6 on the year, taking third at 155 pounds in Class 1. Making the boys All-Metro second team was Brock Webb from Pacific, a senior. He finished 34-5, and after taking fifth place as a junior last year, finished second at 132 pounds in Class 3 this year. Local scoreboard from yesterday, games that got played. It was Fort Zumwalt East beating Washington 4-2 in varsity, 2-1 in JV and high school baseball. Some C-team games got in yesterday. Cuba over Owensville 10-4, and it was Pacific beating Union 16-6. Girls soccer at the Northwest JV tournament. Sullivan girls shut out Fox by a score of 4-0. Boys golf at the St. James Tiger Classic. St. James came out on top in their home course, shooting at .363. Sullivan close behind with a .369, followed by St. Clair at .375, Salem at .378, Union .381, Pacific .383, Owensville .399, and Herman in eighth with .468. Top 10 individually, E.J. Lindahl from Herman with a 77, winning a scorecard playoff over Carson Dudley of Sullivan, also shooting a 77. In third, it was Aiden Summers of Salem, followed by Liam Laroni from St. Clair, Will Pritchard of Pacific, William Adams of Union, Cohen Brooks of Owensville, Eli Davis, and Skylar Mabry from St. James, and Carter Weidman of Union. At the Warrenton Golf Tournament yesterday, Washington had a team placed third in the white division. Owen Zastro and Dominic Lucido tied for fifth from Washington. Washington also had a team in the red division at that tournament, and that team finished fifth. The high school schedule for today, weather and field conditions permitting. Sullivan at Union will be our broadcast game today. Varsity starting at 4:30 with our pregame at 4:10 on 102.1 FM. St. Dominic at Borgia at 4 o'clock. Bourbon at Lakeway will now be a doubleheader with the first game starting at 4. Owensville at Herman, St. James at New Haven, Pacific at St. Clair, all 4:30 starts. Fort Zumwalt North at Washington for a C-team game at Dutzow Field, also getting underway at 4:30. High school soccer on the schedule for today. Sullivan on the road at St. James, Eureka at Borgia, Washington at Owensville, and Rolla hosting Union. Those are all 5 o'clock starts tonight. St. Clair at the Hillsborough Tournament, taking on Hillsborough tonight at 5:45 on the turf field. Sullivan JV tonight will be taking on Windsor at the Northwest Tournament in that round robin. Boys golf schedule for today. Borgia is in the Ozark Tournament, starts at 9 o'clock this morning. St. Clair taking on Union at Birch Creek in a conference duel at 4 o'clock, and Pacific is at Farmington in a dual meet at Crown Point at 4 o'clock this afternoon. On the schedule for today, again, weather and field conditions permitting in spring softball, it'll be Dixon at Steelville at 4:30. High school track today, Cuba hosting an invitational meet. Bell, Bourbon, New Haven, Steelville, St. James among the teams running there. That starts at 3. The Cuba Middle School relays that were scheduled for yesterday were called off due to the weather. Coming up today, weather permitting, Owensville hosting a middle school relay at 3:30 with several of the local teams participating at Owensville. Our sports on the air, we have high school baseball today. Sullivan at Union. Pregame comes your way at 4:10 with first pitch at 4:30 on 102.1 KTUI FM. The Blues are in Utah taking on the Mammoth. That has a scheduled start at 6:40. We'll join Blues coverage in progress after high school baseball this evening. That's your look at sports on this Thursday from the Sullivan Bank Studios of KTUI Radio. Have a great day, everybody. This is Bobby D.
Is your business's cash flow moving as fast as you are? At Sullivan Bank, our Treasury Management Department is here to accelerate your success. From ACH services and remote check depositing to advanced money movement and fraud prevention, we offer a vast array of products to secure and support your business at every level. You'll have a dedicated full-service support team of live local experts ready to help. Streamline your business workflows and get the peace of mind you deserve. Call Sullivan Bank today.
Finding the specialty healthcare you need doesn't have to mean long drives. Missouri Baptist Sullivan Hospital, part of BJC Healthcare, proudly provides advanced specialties and services right here in our community. Our specialties include cardiology, orthopedics, oncology, women's health, and more. Exceptional care close to home. You deserve both. Call 573-468-4186 to learn more.
Weather on KTUI brought to you by the folks at Lacey Mobile Glass. They are your only local auto glass company. And if you need an estimate, all you have to do is call Mark Lacey. His number is 573-259-1248. Cloudy skies through mid-morning, then gradually clearing today. 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. High near 82. Increasing cloudiness tonight, low around 60. Mostly sunny tomorrow. 60% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. High near 84. Tomorrow night there's a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Low around 47. Mostly sunny on Saturday. 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. High near 60. Clear on Saturday night, low around 37, and then sunny on Sunday, high near 66 degrees. Right now at the studios of KTUI, we have right at 62 degrees, and Sullivan Regional Airport's choosing not to participate right at the moment. Still yet to come this morning, I've got some folks from Scenic Regional Library. That'll be about 9:10, and then live from the White Mule Winery at 10:05 this morning. Sullivan at Union.
Tonight,
4:10, 102.1 will join the Blues, probably in progress. Well, maybe not before. They might. I think
he won't miss much. I think it's 6:30 puck drop. I think
6:45.
Yeah, 6:30 pregame or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
Anyway, I've got some local birthdays: Joan Strasser, Elisa Webb, and Danny K. Muck. So happy birthday to all those folks.
St. Alicia.
Yeah. So I think I've got us back on YouTube.
I keep getting a phone call from this guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, his name is Spam Risk.
Spam Risk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten that.
But I just send him the voicemail. He never wants to leave me anything.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's find out what's going on in the world. Aja Wilson, a four-time WNBA MVP, signed a 3-year, $5 million deal to stay with the Las Vegas Aces, marking the largest contract in league history.
It's tennis, right?
No, that's WNBA.
Oh, WNBA. I didn't catch the. I didn't get that part of it.
Katy Perry under investigation by Australian police for an alleged 2010 sexual assault of actress Ruby Rose. And looks-maxing influencer Clavicular is hospitalized for a suspected overdose, says he's home recovering. So looks-maxing, I didn't know what this was till last week or something. I had something in my head.
Still don't know.
Well, trying to look your best.
Oh, okay.
There's soft maxing and there's hard maxing and where you work out all the time.
This is as good as I get.
This is it, huh?
This is
well,
it.
You're the only one on TV today. I could only get your camera to work.
Oh, you couldn't get your camera still not working?
No. Well, actually, that is my camera, but I figured
yeah.
they'd rather look at you.
Yeah, the
than
one
me.
that's over there is not there no more.
Yeah, well, it's there, but it's just not working.
What we got to do is get a picture somebody pretty and put them up here.
Madonna announced a new album, Confessions on a Dance Floor, Part 2, sequel to her 2005 Grammy Award-winning album. It'll be released on July 3rd. And Ye, or whatever, I don't know, Kanye West, postpones his summer concert in France because they've threatened to ban him over there in France. Seriously.
No kidding.
Geological features on Mars resembling a bathtub ring points to an ancient ocean that once covered roughly a third of the planet. Earth-sized planets need 20% to 50% of water in Earth oceans to support life. That's more than previously thought. Okay.
There's all kinds of research stuff coming out.
Printed neurons generate brain-like signals capable of communicating with living cells with potential applications in vision, hearing, and movement implants.
That'd be nice.
You could be the $6 billion man.
Yeah.
Probably be the $6 billion
Yeah, it's
man.
not $6 million anymore.
No, $6 million won't hardly.
No, you won't even get a couple of circuits for that.
Yeah,
they won't even open a hospital for you.
Yeah,
that.
I know.
What are they going to do? They can't.
Oh, you're the $6 million man. Does that mean you have 2 bionic legs and a bionic arm and what did he have? Eye.
Yeah.
No, he said $6 million. I could only afford a toe.
Yeah. A boy, what a toe it is.
Maine lawmakers passed the nation's first statewide ban on new data center projects. Centers requiring over 20 megawatts of power are barred until October of 2027 as their council analyzes the impact on the local grid, electricity bills, air, and water. U.S. stock markets closed mixed yesterday.
I needed to close up.
The S&P 500 rose to a new high. Robinhood shares rose 10% after SEC removes limits on day trading activity. And let's see. Jury finds Live Nation and its subsidiary Ticketmaster illegally monopolized ticketing market and overcharged customers with remedies pending. The verdict was brought by 34 states and D.C. after Live Nation settled separately with the DOJ. Snap's going to be laying off roughly 1,000 employees, are about 16% of its global workforce and will not fill another 300 open roles. Marks the fourth round of layoffs since 2022. The president signaled peace talks with Iran could resume as U.S. military enforces the blockade on all commercial ships from Iran. The U.S. Senate rejects resolution to block Trump from further military hostilities. Migrant boat carrying Bangladeshis and Rohingya refugees capsizes in the Indian Ocean with at least 250 people missing. And I saw this, actually this was a couple days ago, I think. An Oklahoma principal tackled a gunman in a high school lobby protecting 6,200 students.
I saw that. I saw the picture of it on something. I don't know, it was Facebook or what it was on. I saw that. Might have been, no, it was on one of the news channels we have.
So, sometimes these, well, I think these are sometimes hastily put together, but, I have no doubt that there were 6,200 students in the school district, but how many could the principal actually be?
What I saw was this guy come through the front door all dressed in black.
He got shot too.
He got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
And then another guy, the principal was no little boy.
No, he wasn't.
And he tackled a guy on a bench out there, and then another guy finally comes out and takes the gun away, and he walks away with the gun. So I don't know. Yeah, that's all they showed.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, kudos to him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a hero as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
what do you got?
Now this is kind of important to know because I have questions now.
Right.
Now I have questions. Research says
you always have questions.
No, this is you're going to probably have them too.
All right.
Research says that despite what your parents told you, sitting up straight is bad for your back. So if that's true, then I have questions about running with scissors, shooting BBs at your brother,
swimming within 2 hours of
swimming within 2 hours of eating. I got questions about all that stuff now. Yeah. Now I'm wondering, were they lying about everything?
Probably. Yeah.
I do them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Right. I just wanted to make sure, if that was true. And then, there's stupid, and then there's really stupid. Okay.
All right.
Well, there was some fishermen, and they were carrying dynamite in their car.
You're not supposed to fish with dynamite.
That was the whole point. They were planning on illegally fishing and dropping the dynamite in the lake and blowing up the lake and getting, so they don't have to worry about it. They just pick the fish off the top. Well, they had stopped to eat. Yep, the car went kabooey. And they weren't in the car. Now they've got questions to answer.
I would imagine. Well, the Speaker of the House was surrounded by working Americans who benefited from last year's tax cuts that, he emphasized, were permanent. It is a great day because this filing season, 3 things are happening as you just heard summarized there. Lower taxes, bigger refunds, and more money in the pockets of hardworking Americans. In the past 40 years, since the administration of Ronald Reagan, this country has only seen temporary tax cuts. Here's just a few numbers. $10,000. That's the increase in annual take-home pay for the typical working family. That's the average. Some have much higher, 15%. That's the average tax cut for a family earning between 15% was the next topic.
Oh, okay.
That's the average tax cut for a family earning between $15,000 and $80,000 annually. $3,400. That's the value of the average tax refund for this year's filers, as you've heard, and that's the biggest refund American taxpayers have seen in decades. Although, $3,400 won't do as much as it would
decades ago.
Yeah. But while Republicans are cutting taxes for families, for lower and middle class, hardworking Americans, Democrats are trying to raise those taxes. While Republicans are making it easier to build and invest in America, Democrats want a return to policies that shipped American jobs overseas. While Republicans are working to make everyday life easier and more affordable, Democrats would like to go back to the nightmare of Bidenomics. It's common sense versus crazy, y'all. As we say down in Louisiana, We're going to continue this, and that's why we're going to have a great midterm election that defies history. Leader Thune was driving home a similar message from his appearance on Fox News. The truth is, we prevented a $4 trillion tax increase. So, what did I see? When I'm scanning for the news, I run across things, and I'm like, I'm not sure. But, it sort of sounds like Mom Donnie, but he's apparently going to raise taxes on, millionaires and billionaires that have properties in New York that don't reside there. And he said, I can't remember. He said the number. It was 5 million, I think. It was 5 million or 5 billion. I don't know how much money he said he was going to raise doing that.
They're going to move. They're just going to sell the property and be gone.
Yeah.
So what does he think he's going to gain out of that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's got to do something because, they're New York's cash strapped. He keeps calling it the greatest city in the world. And, that's all right. I mean,
that's fine. He can think that way all he wants.
No,
I've never been there, so I don't know.
No, I was at the airport once.
Yeah.
And then Senator Gallego feeling the heat after Swalwell falls. The Arizona Democrat was a longtime buddy and roommate of Swalwell. He's trying to defend himself, saying he heard the accused rapist was flirty. That argument's not going to hold up. Free Beacon reports the aspiring 2028 presidential candidate is either deaf, dumb, or blind, or a degenerate liar. There's really no other possible explanation for him supporting his supporting role in the saga of Eric Swalwell. Gallego was Swalwell's Capitol Hill roommate and longtime wingman, with Swalwell dropping his bid for governor of California and resigning his seat in Congress in the face of numerous accusations of sexual assault and sexual harassment, plus a video depicting him rolling on a bed in Las Vegas with an escort. Some people are quite reasonably wondering, what did Gallego know and when did he know it? I don't know. But you know what? I mean, two things. One, I saw a video, I think, of Hillary being questioned by a reporter, and they were asking if the President Clinton getting sexual favors from a 22-year-old intern, if that was an abuse of power or something like that, and Hillary was saying no, that the divide was too great between president and wasn't she part of the Me Too movement?
That's what I thought.
I don't know. That's one thing. The other thing is this Swalwell, and I'm not a fan of Swalwell's.
Yeah, I'm not either.
But they dogpiled him.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
I mean,
they hammered him.
And my question is, there were bound to be people that knew about this stuff.
Oh, a long time
for
ago.
A long time.
Yes.
Why did they all? I guess because he announced his running for governor or something like that.
And then boom, it all hammered.
Yeah, and
makes you wonder if Ozzy's behind all of it, bringing it out. You know what I mean?
I don't know. But
I mean, obviously, there's no way of knowing that, or I don't know that, I should say. But
well, I don't know, but I just mean, if everything they say is true, I mean, it was well deserved for them.
Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, they ripped him apart.
Yeah, they did.
So,
let me ask you a question here.
All right.
We have a lot of really good restaurants in our town.
Yeah.
Sit-down type restaurants.
Yes, I think so.
Silo, Rich's, just to name a couple.
We have a few that have left that I wish were back.
I agree.
Hardee's. I miss Hardee's.
I miss Hardee's, too. I miss Hardee's breakfast sandwich.
Yeah.
I like it.
I miss Burger King.
Let me ask you this. In our city, our town right here.
Yes.
What would you consider to be, I'll say two of the most underrated restaurants in our city?
One would probably have to be, of course.
Okay, I'm going to give you mine.
I'm a little biased for barbecue, but
yep.
But I'm going to say Ed and Tori Kirk down
MK
there.
Barbecue.
MK
okay,
Barbecue.
that was one I was going to say.
Yeah. The other one I would say is probably right now the golf course.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know why more people aren't going out there.
We're going there for lunch today. So
I'm going there.
Yeah, I'm going to probably meet you there because it just sounded like the thing to do. I ate dinner there last night. I mean, it's just...
Where can you find a hamburger that... I've already got it.
Oh, yeah.
I want a smash burger.
Yep.
And it was huge on a brioche bun, 2 patties, and all the fixings.
I actually have to get them. I have to actually ask them to fix it with 1 patty because I can't eat 2 of them.
Oh well, I can't.
It's just too big for what I can.
Tell
eat.
them put it on mine.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would say, and we do, and I don't want to exclude like Clark Street.
Yeah, Clark Street's great.
I don't think they're underrated because they're busy all the time.
Exactly. The same thing is Silo and Rich's. I mean, we have some really good restaurants in this town.
I think so too.
And I'm talking about not fast food restaurants, but sit down.
I had a different waitress at Rich's the other day. She was a really good waitress, and as I was leaving, she goes, "You look familiar. Do I know you?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I work at the radio station." And she said, "She goes, well, I'm Ron Laird's granddaughter." And I was like, "Oh man, I don't think I'd be telling people that."
The poor thing.
No. Anyway, and Ron, I told Ron that I said I had a really good waitress the other day, and said she was your granddaughter, and he said, "Oh yeah, that'd be one of the twins."
Yeah.
So I still don't know what her name is, but
just one of the twins.
Yeah, I think I have her name on
a receipt.
No, on the calendar.
On the calendar. For birthdays.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I was just curious,
But yeah,
there's underrated restaurants everywhere.
Right now, I would say the 2 most underrated ones would probably be the golf course and MK Barbecue.
Yeah, I think so too. That's
what Ed told me. I went in there the other day. Of course, he didn't tell me this till after I ordered. It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
But they're always shocked when I order something different than I had the burger.
The brisket burger.
Brisket burger. They had the brisket burger. Anyway, I ordered that. My dad, he was like, "Well, that sounds good." So. And it was delicious.
Yeah.
But normally I just get the pork steak. But
you throw them into a tizzy when you change your order.
I know, because usually I just come in and nod, and they just
go pay and sit down.
Yeah, but after I ordered and was sitting down eating, then Ed told me, he goes, we got $10 lunch specials now.
After you order. Yeah, thanks for telling me.
All right, what else?
Anyway, yeah, we got. Let's do a quick history lesson here.
A quick history lesson.
1862.
That was over 100 years before.
Abolition in D.C. President Abraham Lincoln signed a bill abolishing slavery in the District of Columbia, freeing 3,100 enslaved people. 1869. The first American diplomat was Ebenezer Bassett. Began his service as the first diplomat serving as Minister of Haiti.
Robert's parking in a different spot today. Did somebody get his?
I didn't.
Oh.
I park right next to you all the time.
This is the day after tax season.
He may be confused.
I'm surprised he even came to work.
Yeah, he may be confused. 1912, the first woman to fly across the English Channel was Harriet Quimby. And let's see, 1947, the Texas disaster. I don't remember this, but I remember hearing about it years later, of course. In 1947, a ship explosion in Texas City, Texas, killed over 500 people, marking one of the nation's deadliest industrial accidents.
Wow.
Also in 1947, the Cold War coin financier Bernard Baruch coined the term Cold War, which I never knew where that started. Now I do. 1963, a letter from a Birmingham jail. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote his famous letter while incarcerated in Birmingham, Alabama, defending civil rights protests. 1972, now we're getting into stuff that you know. Yeah. I mean, you weren't around long with 63.
Well,
you were here, but it might have
9.
been depending on what.
Well, no, I was 8.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The Apollo 16 mission launched from Cape Canaveral.
Absolutely.
On the journey to the moon.
Yep.
And then 2018, Pulitzer Prize record. Kendrick Lamar became the first rapper to win the Pulitzer Prize for music. There you go. That takes care of that today.
All right. Let's see. So, Operation Economic Fury.
Okay.
Economic Fury will do economically to Iran what Operation Epic Fury has done kinetically. That was the argument from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent yesterday as he joined White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt at the White House press briefing. Bessent said yesterday, we announced Operation Economic Fury for over a year. We have had maximum pressure on Iranians, both on blocking payments into the Iranian state and going after the accounts of the IRGC. One of what may prove to be a fatal mistakes that the Iranians made was bombing their Gulf Cooperation Council neighbors, and who are now willing to be much more transparent in terms of the funds or do a deeper dive in investigating the funds that are held within their banking systems. So we've pushed out to them the request that we want to freeze more funds of the leadership of the IRGC and any members of Iranian leadership. The other thing that we've done is we told countries that if you're buying Iranian oil, that if Iranian money is sitting in your banks, we're now willing to apply secondary sanctions, which is a very stern measure, and the Iranians should know that this is going to be the financial equivalent of what we saw in the kinetic activities. From the Treasury Department, today the Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control intensified pressure on Iran's illicit oil transportation infrastructure by sanctioning more than 24 individuals, companies, and vessels operating within the network of Iranian oil shipping magnate Mohammed Hossein Shamkhani, the son of now deceased senior Iranian security official Ali Shamkhani. Financial institutions should be on notice that Treasury will leverage all tools and authorities, including secondary sanctions, against those that continue to support Tehran's terrorist activities.
You know, that's a shame, too, because that's going to end up hurting the Iranian citizens, and that's not what we're after.
No, it's not.
But there's no other options available. They're giving you no other options.
So, but the whole thing is, they've been at war with us for, 50 years or something like that. And I don't know, there's got to be a hardline faction of people who, agreed with the leadership of Iran, and I don't know.
Well, the people that tried to rise up against them a bunch of them are dead now.
I know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. You got some birthdays?
I got some, yeah.
All right.
Let's see what we got here. You ever hear of Alexander Cartwright? This will confuse you here a little bit.
Was he one of the Cartwrights on the
Ponderosa? That was Adam Cartwright.
Adam Cartwright,
yes,
okay. All right.
He is considered to be the inventor of modern baseball.
Oh.
Okay.
Wasn't Abner Doubleday?
I think Abner had the idea, and I think this guy actually put it to work.
Okay.
So. Barry Nelson.
Barry Nelson. I know that name.
You should.
I don't know.
He played a movie role, and he was a British agent. He was the first actor to play James Bond.
Oh, he was on radio, wasn't he? Or was it TV?
It was TV.
TV.
Yeah, TV.
That's right. Barry Nelson was TV Bond.
Yeah. He was the first guy to be James Bond.
Yeah.
I think he only played first movies he only ever played in.
No, I don't think it was in a movie. I think it was just TV.
Just TV? Okay.
I think it was like episodic. I can't remember. I've read this before.
He was born in 1917.
Because sometimes
they'll
have question and trivia contests about how many James Bonds have been in the movies.
Yeah.
And he's not one of them.
Okay. Well, you're right then. It's radio then.
Yeah. Well. But he might have been on TV, TV episodes or something.
Yeah, but I mean, just not as a Bond.
Well, yeah, he was Bond.
Okay.
But he wasn't on movies.
He was just on it. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Charlie Chaplin.
I've heard of him.
Charlie, yep.
Yeah.
Would have been his birthday today. David M. Brown. You might not remember this one. He was an astronaut. He died in the shuttle Columbia.
Okay, all right.
On the reentry.
Yeah.
And then John Cryer.
Yeah.
The actor Pretty in Pink and 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Funny guy. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
The 5-time NBA champion.
Yeah. Must be Lou Alcindor's birthday, too.
It might be. It doesn't say on here.
in that Kareem?
Yep.
Lou Alcindor.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he changed his name to that. Yeah. That's right. Mercy Cunningham. Modern dancer and choreographer. Peter Ustinov,
Yeah.
Actor, playwright, director. Pope Benedict the 14th, head of the Catholic Church. Selena Quintanilla.
Just Selena.
Yep. Queen of Tejano.
Oh, no.
She was the queen of Tejano.
Yeah, but she got killed.
She
Got
did. She
murdered.
died in 1995. She was murdered. Yeah. Wilbur Wright. You ever hear of Wilbur?
Yeah.
He had a famous brother, too.
Him and his brother Orville, they were bicycle fixers.
Yep. He was an inventor who pioneered the first successful motor-operated aeroplane.
I saw a thing. It might have been in the American Legion thing. I don't know, but showing the airplane, the Wright Flyer, and the one guy's like, what do you think of that? And the other guy goes, looks like I'm not going to get my bicycle fixed this week.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
You ever hear of this guy? Singer Bobby Vinton.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby's 91.
Sure. 91.
Yep.
Wow.
Midnight Oil singer turned politician Peter Garrett
Okay.
is 73. Actor Ellen Barkin is 72. Actor Michael Gill, Mr. Robert and House of Cards, is 66. Singer-bassist Jason Sheff of Chicago is 64. And singer Jimmy Osmond is 63. Singer David...
He was the youngest Osmond brother, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Singer David Piner, I don't know how you say it, of Soul Asylum is 62. Actor John Cryer, we had him already. Actor-comedian Martin Lawrence is 61.
I like him.
Actor Peter Billingsley of The Christmas Story is 55. Actor Lucas Haas is 50. And Broadway actor Kelly O'Hara is 50. And actor Sadie Sink of Stranger Things is 24. That's all I got. I'll give you a minute.
Yeah.
We got an extra minute. So
all right.
I didn't have enough of them.
Well, that's all right. Let's see. Some folks from Scenic Regional Library scheduled to be here.
I think they're here.
Oh, are they?
I think so. I saw somebody come.
Must not be Steve because it's awful quiet out there.
Yeah, I just saw somebody come through the door.
Anyway, live from the White Mule Winery, coming up at 10:05 this morning. Don't forget, we've got Sullivan baseball action this afternoon at Union, and that'll be 4:10 with the pregame on 102.1 KTUI. Then we'll go right into Blues hockey. This is their last game for the season. They didn't make the postseason.
Nope, not this year.
The Blues are taking on the Utah Mammoth at I don't know, about 6:45. I think it's puck drop or something like that. But that'll be on 102.1. Happy birthday today to Joan Strasser, Elisa Webb, and Danny K. Mook. We are AM 1560 KTUI Sullivan, and you can watch us on YouTube.
You can. I just did.
And you can pick us up all of the time on TuneIn. It's 9 o'clock for Sale Show coming up. Stay tuned here to KTUI.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rex Thomason. Locked and loaded. That's how Secretary of War Hegseth describes the state of the U.S. military during the current Iran ceasefire. Hegseth urges the Iranian leadership to choose the path of peace while it still can.
In the meantime, and for as long as it takes, we will maintain this blockade, successful blockade. But if Iran chooses poorly, then they will have a blockade and bombs dropping on infrastructure, power, and energy.
That U.S. naval blockade has sealed Iran's ports tight as a drum.
U.S. Central Command says no ships have made it past the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports since it was imposed. And 10 merchant vessels complied with direction from U.S. forces to turn around and re-enter Iranian waters. The blockade is intended to pressure Iran, which has exported millions of barrels of oil, mostly to Asia, since the war began February 28.
Correspondent Ken Lorman. Russia's war on Ukraine continues to rage. BBC's Sarah Rainsford is in the Ukrainian capital.
Here in Kyiv, the sirens jolted people awake at 2:30 a.m. and then came a series of loud explosions. There were strikes in the south and the east of Ukraine too, on the cities of Odessa and Dnipro. In Kyiv, the mayor says a 12-year-old boy was killed and another child rescued from the rubble of their home. In all, Russia launched more than 700 drones and missiles at Ukraine, and Ukraine sent more than 200 in the other direction.
Ukrainian officials say at least 16 people were killed, more than 80 others injured in the latest series of Russian attacks. On Wall Street this morning, stocks have turned mixed. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down about 9 points, while the S&P is trading 1 point higher. The Nasdaq off 84 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick of having paychecks eaten up by healthcare costs or dealing with mega corporations, then listen to this. Christians don't need to waste money on a broken system. That's why I want to tell you about Christian Healthcare Ministries. It's an alternative to traditional health insurance at half the cost. With CHM, fellow believers contribute monthly to help pay each other's medical bills. There's no enrollment period, so you can join anytime. And you aren't restricted to provider networks, so you choose the doctors and hospitals you want. It's that simple. CHM is not insurance. It's a ministry that puts faith into action. Feel the difference of financial support and biblical care from fellow believers. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
In Britain, the axe is about to fall at the BBC.
The national broadcaster says it will cut up to 2,000 jobs to save 10% of its annual budget. That's the biggest cut at the BBC in more than a decade. Interim Director General Rodri Talfin-Davis says the reductions are due to inflation and economic pressures. The bulk of the cuts are to be made in the next fiscal year, beginning April 1st, 2027. The BBC is funded by an annual license fee, which recently rose to nearly $250. Paid by all UK households who watch live television or any BBC content. I'm Mike Hempen.
China's economy accelerated in the first quarter of this year, expanding 5% from a year earlier. The January through March data spans a period during which the Iran war got its start, and it surpassed economists' expectations, was up from the 4.5% growth that was seen in the prior quarter. News and analysis, townhall.com. A new law says no data centers in the Pine Tree State.
Maine's legislature has passed the nation's first statewide moratorium on energy-hungry data centers. It's an expansion of political opposition to tech giants' massive artificial intelligence data centers, which are stoking fears about blackouts, rising energy bills, and voracious water needs. Bills have been introduced in at least a dozen states as increasingly stiff backlash at the local level is migrating upward into legislatures. Tech giants and the data centers they are building have high-level support from the Trump administration and many governors. They say the centers are essential to winning the artificial intelligence race against China. Keith Peters, Washington.
President Trump heads to Las Vegas today to remind people of the tax cuts that he signed into law last year, lightening the tax load on workers who earn tips and overtime, and there are a lot of them in Vegas. More on these stories, townhall.com.
It is 5 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock here on this Thursday morning. I'm Sam Scott. Glad to have you along. And our weather forecast, we're going to get into the for sale show real quick here, but our weather forecast is brought to you here on KTUI by Lacey Mobile Glass. They are your only local auto glass company. And you can call Mark for a quote, 573-259-1248. So it's going to be, they said cloudy through mid-morning. We must have reached that point because it's sunny out there. 30% chance of some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. That's probably not going to play well for our game, our high school baseball game over in Union today. But high is supposed to be around 82. That'll be nice. Increasing cloudiness tonight, low around 60. Mostly sunny tomorrow. 60% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. High is going to be around 84. There's a 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night, low around 47. Mostly sunny on Saturday, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, high near 60. Clear skies on Saturday night, low around 37, and then sunny on Sunday, high near 66. Right now at the studios of KTUI, we're up to 64 degrees, and we're going to do the for sale show now. If you've got something to buy, sell, or trade, you can call 468-5101. You can text me, 573-677-1001. And you can send me an email, and that is forsale@ktui.com. You can spell it out, F-O-R sale, or use the number 4 forsale@ktui.com. Either way, it'll work. so I don't have a whole lot. Got a Yamaha 1600 Silver Edition. It's got all the bells and whistles on it. He said he's always kept it garaged. $4,000 is what he's asking for it. And he's also got eggs, $4 a dozen, and he will deliver. 573-259-9448. 573-259-9448. And then a woman called a couple weeks ago, said she had a dark red cherry wood sleigh bed with a nightstand and a 6-drawer dresser with a mirror. She paid $3,800 for the set. She'd take $2,800, and her number is 573-205-9883. 573-205-9883. And then a lady called, said she had 16 laying hens, and she listed all of the different breeds, but I just put 16 laying hens. She would take she said that all 16 of them are laying. She would take $400 for the lot. 573-241-3967. 573-241-3967. That's it. That's all I've got for the for sale show for today. And it is 8 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. And we're going to talk to some folks from Scenic Regional Library. We're going to do that right after you hear this. Stay tuned to KTUI.
Get a washer that helps you handle your laundry all in one place. Pre-wash items right inside the washer using the built-in water faucet to help remove loose soils. Save a step by soaking and washing in one cycle. When the 30-minute pre-soak option is finished, the wash cycle starts automatically.
For mattresses, furniture, flooring, and appliances, see the folks at Jerry's TV and Home Furnishings at 375 West Springfield in Sullivan or call 468-4300.
All right. It is 9 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock, and with me a couple ladies from Scenic Regional Library. And Sarah O'Daniel is in charge of marketing at Scenic Regional.
Yes, good morning.
And Alicia Cullen is the director or the manager of the St. Clair branch.
Yes, thank you. Good morning.
And how are you ladies doing today?
Oh, fantastic. It's a beautiful day out there. Beautiful
Sorry,
day.
you don't like my camera work this morning?
Huh?
You don't like my camera work this morning?
It's a little down.
That's it. It's the best I could do.
I'm kidding.
Anyway, so you know what? I can't remember where. Oh, I guess I was at the Chamber of Commerce meeting the other day, and it was at the Scenic Regional Library here in town, and Sydney gave me the community read book.
Yes.
I haven't read it, but
that's okay.
But
you know what? There's still time.
Oh yeah, I plan on reading it.
It's going till
my wife
April
wants to read
30th.
it. Yeah.
So
my wife said she wants to read it. So
yeah, it's very good. We've heard very good things about it.
All right, so who's starting? Are we starting at the district level, or you want to do the branch?
We can just go with community read. Oh, let's start
all right,
with community read
okay.
since we have a natural segue there.
Yeah, there you go.
So we are right smack dab in the middle of our community read. It's going really well. For everybody who doesn't know yet, we are in the middle of reading Speak to Me of Home by Nadine Cummins. What the community read is it is a program that we do we start handing out free books in mid-March, and then going all the way up until April. Starting April 1st, we have free programs or free themed programs at all of our branches, and also we partner with East Central Library and the Washington Public Library as well. So they also have programs that are all themed around whatever book we choose. And this year it is Speak to Me at Home.
All right.
So we have had a ton of programs already happen. We still have a lot to go, and it is all going to wrap up with the author Janine Cummins coming to the Union Branch on April 30th at 6 p.m. She will be there to give an author talk. This book is fairly new, but people might be more familiar with her book, her best-selling novel, American Dirt. So she also wrote that book.
All right.
So we're excited, and we're going, and yeah, it's been really great so far.
We actually have a program this evening at the St. Clair branch.
For those who don't know, the book follows 3 generations of women in a family, and the first generation comes from Puerto Rico. So some of our programming centers around Puerto Rican flavors. And then the program that we have at St. Clair tonight is about aging. That's another part of the book. We've got an older character in the book, and the program we have tonight is about aging and how our memories may change, but the feeling of home still remains. So that's tonight at St. Clair at 6 o'clock. It's been going really well, though, the community read programs at our branch, at least.
Oh, at all the branches, they've all been going very well.
Yeah.
We're really excited. This book really lent itself to a lot of different themes of programs, since it takes place in a variety of places. It starts with like Puerto Rican culture and also has ties to St. Louis. So as Alicia mentioned, we have had like multiple Puerto Rican like flavor experience programs, and then it dives into familial relations and everything. So we've also had we've had a creative journal program and the aging program. Just a lot of really good, interesting themes that have came from this book.
So Sarah, when you guys are trying to decide what the community read book will be every year, do you contact the author to see if they're like available to come and speak or anything like that?
I believe we typically do that after we've already chosen the book.
Oh, really? Okay.
So there are a whole bunch of factors that go into the final selection.
I thought maybe you'd call them and say, well, we'll buy a lot of your books.
I mean, that probably is a great negotiation. But no, how the book is chosen is we starting pretty much after our community read wraps up, we start planning the next process. So each branch manager is asked to each branch is asked to look for community members who could be a part of a committee, and not only branch or where our branches are, but we also try to represent everybody in our district. So we have committee members from Gerald, Villa Ridge, Marthasville, to try to make sure every community is represented. And I think they meet 3 or 4 times, and the meetings just consist of members discussing what books they think would be appropriate titles, and then before the last meeting, they narrow it down to 4 books, and they put it to a vote to the community, and they really take that into account as well of what the community actually wants to read. So this year, the community voted on Speak to Me at Home.
All right.
That's one thing I love about it. It's not just the community reading this title together, but the community is taking a huge part in choosing the title as well. I think it's really cool.
Yes, it's a huge collaborative project. This whole program is.
All right. Well, what else is going on?
Oh, so much. It is my favorite time of year is coming up. The spring book sale will be back next month in May. So starting Thursday, May 14th, going until Saturday, May 16th. We will have our book sale where it is happening at all 9 branches. You can shop thousands of books, kids' books, hardcover books, paperbacks. Sometimes you might find VHSs, cassette tapes, records. You really never know what you're going to find.
Definitely DVDs and CDs.
Yes.
And some cake pans as well.
Oh, really?
Sometimes we have puzzles, too.
Oh.
They don't last very long. They're gone by the end of day 1.
Yeah, you got to get there quick for those.
So are you accepting donations?
Oh, we are always accepting donations.
So you can drop off books anytime?
Yes.
Yes. If they're in like new condition, no dictionaries, no, I think we do dictionaries. No encyclopedias, no textbooks, no magazines. But in like new condition, we'll take them.
Oh, all right.
In fact, we welcome them. Please bring us
your
donations.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, what else?
Oh, there's so much else.
We have summer reading program coming after that, and starting in June. And all of our branches are doing kickoff parties. I think they're all on May 30th. Our kickoff party in St. Clair is starting at 10 a.m., 10 to 12. We're going to have a bounce house, face painter, balloon artist, popsicles. It's going to be a good fun time.
All right.
Yeah.
We have, this is pretty exciting for anybody who uses our Libby app, which is if you don't know, it's a free app available through the library that you can read ebooks and e-audiobooks you can get through the Libby app. So we have entered an agreement with the Municipal Library Consortium of St. Louis County, which includes a bunch of different libraries in St. Louis, and we have entered the agreement that will give our patrons access to more than 25,000 additional ebooks and e-audiobooks through their Libby services. So that will go live in just a few days. So that's very exciting. Keep an eye out for that. We will have a help guide featured on our website. So if you need help enabling the service on your Libby app, you can find the help guide on our website.
All right.
One thing you can't do with these titles is you can't place them on hold like you can with our collection.
Oh, okay.
But if they're there, you can borrow it.
All right.
Like I said, that's over 25,000 additional items. So we're very thrilled.
I think it takes like half of our collection added to it. Seriously.
Wow.
We get half as much more.
So that's very exciting.
Excuse me. We also have Route 66 programming coming up.
All right.
I know that there's stuff further out in the year, but the first big thing that we have is June 13th. I know that's a little far off, but it's something that we're collaborating with the St. Clair Historical Society on, and it's gonna be a big day. We're going to have a cruise in, we're going to have an Elvis performer, and there will be a couple presentations about various things about Route 66, and that's going to happen like downtown in St. Clair, and that's June 13th. It's going to be a big day. I'm excited about that.
Yes, that's going to be really great.
It's a big year.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
Yes, we do.
I wanted to add really quick that Municipal Library Consortium agreement, it's going to go live on April 20th. So that's when everybody will have access to all those titles. We also have our social worker is still visiting branches. She is a graduate level practicum student, and she has been honestly a very valuable asset, I believe. She has been visiting our branches for a few months now, and we're wrapping up the semester, so she won't be available after May. But at the Sullivan branch, she will still be available Monday, April 27th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Wednesday, May 13th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the type of things that she helps with are she can help find resources related to housing, food, childcare, healthcare. She can help you apply for assistance benefits like SNAP, Medicaid, unemployment, things like that. She's been a very valuable asset to the library. So there is still time to meet with her if you need to, or if you know anybody that has that just needs a little extra help. That's what she's there for. And she'll also be at the St. Clair branch. I
think she's there right now.
Yeah, she's there right now today, Thursday, April 16th, 9 a.m. to 1:30. And she'll also be there Monday, May 11th from 9 a.m. to 1:30.
Do you have her email address handy there? If you can't make any of these sessions, she does have an email address handy where you can email her and she can help you remotely.
Yeah, so her email address is support@scenicregional.org.
Oh,
so
nice.
you can always contact her through there as well.
I know that we have had someone who emailed her and she was able to help them.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Very cool.
And she's very friendly. She's very nice.
Definitely.
So she's very easy to work with.
Huge asset we've had this spring for sure.
All right.
Something else we have coming up I'm like looking way far ahead into
That's
the
all
summer.
right.
But something that I'm really excited about is, and people in Sullivan probably already know about this, but last summer, an organization called Foundations for Strengthening Families distributed food here.
Yes.
So they are expanding, and this summer they're going to be including St. Clair, Union, Owensville, Herman, and yes, that's it. So we'll be for about 7 weeks. We'll have this truck show up at each of these branches. It'll be the same day and time each week for each branch. We're still nailing down those, so I don't want to throw those out there yet. But it's for all kids. The kids don't even have to be there. You don't have to provide any kind of information other than the child's name, and then they can leave with a week's worth of food for each child. And that's going to start the end of June, and it's going to run till about the middle of August, really after summer school is over, because a lot of summer schools will provide those lunches. Once summer school is over, there really isn't much. So I'm really excited for our communities to have that available to us. We're also looking for volunteers in these communities to help distribute the food. So if that's something that anyone is interested in, feel free to contact these branches and see if you might can get on as a volunteer. They desperately will need that. It's a lot of physical work.
So, and I'm assuming all this information is available on social media and.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah, this is something that's really just, we're really kind of trying to nail down some details, but I wanted to put it out there because I think it's huge and I think people need to know about it.
We will for sure know everything by our June newsletter. It will definitely be in our June newsletter as well. So, which is released on June 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, something else that is pretty cool is we have a new board member. Her name is Mandy Keogh, and she was appointed by the Crawford County Commission to our library board, and she actually works at the Sullivan High School. She has been in education for 19 years, and she spent 15 years at Cuba Elementary as a third grade teacher and counselor, and she spent the last 4 years in the Sullivan School District. She was a counselor at the elementary and high school. I think she's at the high school right now. So the Sullivan community has a counselor that is now a board member for Scenic Regional Library, and I just think that that's kind of neat.
No, it is kind of neat. You know, and the Crawford County Library District, they have what do you call a reciprocal agreement with Scenic, and they just recently announced that they're buying a building in Bourbon, and they're going to expand their library.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Great. Yeah, so that'll be neat for people that live in this area.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
We do have some more programming coming up at St. Clair. I love to talk about our programming. Actually, this evening we have a program. What is this evening? The 16th. I know we have one this evening. This evening was. Maybe I already talked about that. That was the aging one.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The community read program. My apologies. But next Tuesday, for adult programming, we have a recurring program called Growers and Sowers. And it's not sewing like you do with needle and thread, which is what I heard the first time. It's like, sewing in a garden. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
But it's a monthly program, meets at 6 o'clock this next Tuesday. They're talking about cutting gardens. So I'm interpreting that as like flower gardens.
Okay.
But they have a different theme every week that they talk about. The discussion is not limited to that topic, though. You can ask other questions, and it's really a group for beginners up to master gardeners, which is really cool. Also for adult programming, we've got, this one might be a really important one for people to attend. On May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, we have a program called Understanding AI, which I think a lot of us could use. I could probably use that as well. I don't use it very much.
I use AI a lot in like searching for news and things like that. But do I understand it? No.
Right. Well, you might come to the St. Clair Library on the 5th of May.
Yeah.
The presenter is Jacob Little, and he's going to demystify AI technology, such as ChatGPT.
Okay.
So I'm very curious to see what other kinds of things he's going to talk about with that. We also have a really cool recurring children's program called STEAM Ahead. It is led by a local high school student who is really passionate about science, and it's a really, really cool program. It's happening this Saturday from 9:30 to 11, and then it'll occur again in May. On May 2nd. And then she'll take a break over the summer, but she's going to try to do something else at the library called Science Camp, and going to try to do a weekly thing in July. And that's going to be for ages 7 to 11. She's covered a wide variety of topics regarding science, and these kids really, really enjoy it. And it helps that she's passionate about it, too. She just wants to spread science around to everyone. She just loves it so much. It's adorable. Mm-hmm.
We at our gallery at the library in Herman, we have a new exhibit that just opened on April 3rd, and it is going to be running until June 26th. So it will still be there for a few months, but it's very cool. I think if anybody is down that way and the gallery is open, it's always worth a visit to stop in and see what exhibits we have happening. But this new one is called Rocks, Roots, and Water. And so it features basically all about nature, earth, plant life, water, through a variety of artistic approaches. So it is, we just had the reception for it. It went really well, and it's a very great exhibit. So if anybody finds himself down in Herman, it's a really great thing to check out.
All right.
I think that's about all I
Okay.
have.
All right. I've learned, when Steve's here, I'm learning not to ask him if he's got more to talk about because he always does.
I feel like we could always talk about more because I could also dive into, we have, that we have cake pans. I feel like I mention that we have cake pans every time that I'm here. But specifically, I'd really like to see, because, cake pans, when you take them home, like I'm assuming that you're baking, we would really like to see pictures of the cakes that people bake with their cake pans. So if anybody has a picture of the cake that they use it with their cake pan, they can give that to their front desk and they can give it to me, or you can even email me and send me a picture of your cake pan. And we would just love to see it. We'd love to, show off the work that our patrons have, made with materials that they've checked out from the library. It's just something that we really like to see how our community uses our materials. So if anybody wants to email me, my email is marketingspecialist@scenicregional.org. If you have a picture of a cake pan, send it my way, like a cake that you made with our cake pans.
All right.
Yep.
Well, ladies, thank you for coming in today, and lots of information there, and I'm sure you can find most of this information on your social media.
Social media, newsletter. We have our website. Of course, you can find everything pretty much on there as well. You can find our newsletter on our website.
I know each branch has their own Facebook page, and then but Scenic Regional overall, they have one too, don't they?
Yes.
And
we have 10 Facebook pages overall. 11 if you count the galleries.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you for coming in today, and we'll be talking to you again in the future, I'm sure.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you, Sam.
All right. Well, folks, that's going to do it for me today. I appreciate you spending some time with me here. And as always, I would ask that you would please say a prayer for the leadership of our country, the men and women who protect this great nation of ours, all of our local healthcare workers and first responders. Find a blood drive somewhere. Go to redcrossblood.org or download the app to your phone. You can be an organ donor as well. And it looks like we're up to about 66 degrees. The Mike Gallagher Show is up next right after you hear from Missouri Net here on KTUI. Stay tuned.
85. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555.
With News on Missouri Net, I'm Marshall Griffin. A St. Louis area chiropractor has been sentenced to more than 8 years in federal prison for health care fraud and illegal painkiller prescriptions. Prosecutors say 53-year-old Jerry Dale Leach led a scheme in which doctors wrote oxycodone prescriptions without medical need and took kickbacks, resulting in nearly 95,000 pills being distributed. Governor Mike Kehoe has a decision to make, whether to sign or veto a bill that would restrict hemp products to licensed Missouri marijuana shops. The sponsor, O'Fallon Republican Dave Hinman, says the goal is to bring clearer rules and accountability to a fast-growing industry.
Popular thing out there right now is the THC-infused drinks as an alternative to alcohol, and most of those drinks start at about 3 milligrams and go up to 10 is the normal for it.
And a Canadian biomedical company plans to build a manufacturing center in central Missouri's Ashland. Columbia TV station KOMU reports that ABK Biomedical will produce a specialized technology used to treat liver cancer. This is Missouri Now.
Where you do something matters.